Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. It's your boy Otsutsuki, and today, or tonight, or whenever you're watching this, I have recently been phoned nothing but rests about what if I made one part of, well, a part 0 and a part 1 of. So, fuck it. This is part 2 of what if Naruto was a half Astral, half Otsutsuki. As pretty much where we last began, where we last left off, was Azari. As she would then introduce herself. As Azari would then say, "My name is Azari Hayamako. I'm Hayako." Which, well, I'm not going to spill crap yet. As Azari would then say, "Hey, my likes are training, eating, studying, reading, drinking tea. My dislikes are fanboys and fangirls, people who are jealous of me, people who always pick fights, and people who are greedy and are bullies. My goal is to, well, pretty much master the fullest extent of my power right now, as I don't really have any goals, and any really important life goals. Right now, my goal is just to get stronger. As Azari Hayako Hayako would then and sit down. As Kakashi would then say, so we have as Kakashi would then say, so we have one boy and 2 girls in this team. Alright. As pretty much Kakashi would say, tomorrow don't eat because we're going to be doing a test. Just don't eat and you should be perfectly fine. As Naruto in his genjutsu form would then say, yes, Kakashi. Yes, Kakashi. As Naruto would begin to walk away. As then he would be basically called for by Hinata. As Hinata would then ask him, excuse me, how do what is the best way to impress Taneri? Taneri-kan? As then Naruto would say, well, I guess show off. Become as strong as you possibly could, and then show off. As, well, yeah. Taneri in this day and age, however, likes a smart and intelligent person. So, become smart and intelligent, and, well, all those other types of things. As the Naruto would say, alright, so we going to we going home tonight? As she'd say, yeah. As Azari would be pretty much watching from the shadows. As she'd then say, where does he live? Where does the most powerful being in the in all in possibly the universe live? As then and they would begin floating. As Naruto would say, "Alright, uh let's go." As they would look around and make sure they weren't being seen or followed, as then and they would begin pretty much flying to the moon. As she'd then say, so they live on the moon, huh? I see. As, well, we go to Taneri, who is right now sitting in a sort of library just drinking some tea. As then, and Hinata enters the castle as he then says, ah, Hinata, you're back. Is Naruto with you? As she then says, yeah. As he would then say, good. Ah, good. So, did you guys get any experience today or no? As they then said, no, it was really just introductions. But tomorrow there's going to be a test, which most likely will involve fighting. As he would then say, ah, did you meet and have you seen Naruto's cousin yet? She should have a They should have a large amount of power. It should be easy to tell, unless they're hiding it and pretending to be human. As they would then say, so far, no, we have not seen Naruto's cousin. Well, we have not seen. We have not seen the half human, half astral. As Taneri would then say, alright, as Hinata and Naruto would go to their rooms. As in the middle of the night, Taneri would enter Hinata's room. As he would activate his Tensegon cloak, but try to keep the lighting down. As he would then and pretty much scan Hinata, as he could see right now her future, as he saw, well, in about a week, in a span of a week, Hinata would go would undergo a transformation, one of which would change her life forever. As Naruto, as Teneri would then say, ah, perfect. Soon we shall see, what you really are, what you truly can be. And then I'll ask you to marry me. as Janeri would be holding a ring in his hand and say, I would like to do it now, but no, not yet. After all, she's still young. As well, Janeri would then turn off his Tensegan cloak as he would leave the room. As Hinata would be sleeping, as in her dreams, she sees a woman. A woman with long hair and Byakugan eyes and horns. As this woman is none other than Kaguya Otsutsuki. Now, I only told one fan this in the comments. Hopefully they told no one else. But, well, you'll probably find out in a couple of minutes. As Hinata would see Kaguya, as Kaguya would then say, so you've actually arrived here, huh? I have been away. Do you have any idea how long I've been waiting for you? As Hinata would then say, no, but, who are you? As Kaguya would then say, right. You have no idea who I, or should I say, we are. As, well, Hinata would look around in the blank, in her mindscape, as she'd say, is there another person? As then, is there another person in here? As then Kaguya would chuckle and say, my, you really don't know. Oh, anything, huh? As she'd then say, allow me to explain. As she would then say, hey, my name is Kaguya Otsutsuki. I am basically Taneri's species. I am basically Taneri's kind. However, I am much stronger than Taneri. You see, long ago, my sons tried to seal me away. However, I'd used up so much of my chakra that for a couple of moments, I was mortal. And therefore, I died. In fact, my body is right in the core of the moon. Actually, my body is the core of the moon, she would then say. As Hinata would then say, holy. So, what do you mean? I don't know anything. As Kaguya would then say, allow me to show you something. As then Kaguya would then pretty much flip her wrist, as Hinata's hair would become Kaguya's hair color, her skin would become Kaguya's hair color, as her Ryakugans would stay the same, as, well, her hair is still the same length as it is, still short. You know, basically, Hinata is like blue hair, pale skin, still the Byakugans, and then brown nubs on her head. As Kaguya would then say, we are basically the same being, as you are my reincarnation. And eventually, in about a week, it will be time for us to fuse. It will be a painful experience, but then, well, you will be eternally strong, powerful, and, of course, you'll be able to bedazzle. You'll be able to wow Taneri. As Hinata would then say, okay, I'll fuse with you in a week. As Kaguya would then say, hey, good. Good. Now for some basic training. As we skip to the morning. Well, no, we going to not skip. We go to Naruto's mindscape. As Naruto is in his mindscape, as he then sees, well, Naruto is in his mindscape, as he then sees, hold on, oh god, where'd it go? The freaking icon, it disappeared again. Hold on, guys, just need to tappity tap. As Naruto would then see an Otsutsuki who looked like this, as he would then say, and as the Otsutsuki would then say, it's very nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you indeed. Now, as I'm pretty sure you're wondering, who the crap are you? And why are you in my mindscape? Allow me to just clear some things up for you. My name is, well, first, allow me to explain my ties to you. As I am basically your grandfather on your father's side. As your father is the original Otsutsuki. I am the original being, the god of all, the strongest being in existence, the god of gods, the king of gods, the emperor of gods, the first god, numero uno. Actually, I am numero zero. As the reason why I'm zero is because I'm obviously my strength just to even talk about being better than me is unspoken. Impossible. And I'm basically, as I said, your grandfather. As your father is a very powerful being, his name is Talos. However, I am far stronger than him. Obviously. As then Kane would, as the Otsutsuki would then say. Anyways, my name is Kane Otsutsuki. Yes, this is me. If you have not looked at my friggin' YouTube icon. As Kane, I would then say, so, let me guess. You're trying to get stronger, huh? I mean, you're basically looking for a woman, wanting, or you're either A, you're looking for a woman, B, you want to get stronger, or C, you're just lonely and you want to see your parents. Now I can help you with the first two, I cannot help you with the third. Because, I mean, seriously, my son had me literally promise to him not to randomly teleport him wherever I wanted, all willy-nilly. As in, Kane, as in I would say, but I can help you get stronger. In fact, I'm pretty much sealed myself into you. As in Naruto would say, what do you mean, sealed? As in I would say, oh, you don't know, do you? You see, one of the reasons why I'm so goddamn strong and so overpowered is because I am known as two names. The god of all, well, I have many names. the God of all, the Creator, the Omnipotent One, the First, the great 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 grandfather of chakra, the most powerful being to ever exist, the god of omniverses and existence itself. But of course, one of my others is one of my other names is Kane is Kane is Kane the Infinite Tales. As Naruto would say, what do you mean, Infinite Tales? As then Kane would say, oh, look, okay, look over here. As then he would say, my entire body, if I want, I can spread billions upon billions of infinite tales out of them. However, that singularly doesn't make me have infinite tales. As on each of those tales is like a billion tales, and on each of those tiny billion tales is another billion tales, and so on and so forth, till it's atomistropic, unseeable, not even imaginable sizes of smallness. However, pretty much, I'm pretty much a god. As, watch this, as Naruto would pretty much be inside of Kane's memories, as he would literally see Kane in just a giant infinite black darkness. As then Kane would say, okay, this is boring. As he then just flick his wrists around and create, and then suddenly suns, moons, stars, and galaxies and nebulas, entire universes, multiverses, omniverses, and all of existence would just come out from the dude just freaking twitching his wrists. That's how powerful he is. As he then say, much better. As Kane would then say, pretty much I sealed myself inside of you. You're basically my Jinchuriki. However, I haven't even, since you haven't met me, and since you hadn't met me yet, I didn't want to, make you redonkulously overpowered before we met. As, you're about to get some of my chakra. And when I mean some, I mean all. As then he'd say, now, fist bump your grandpa. As I would hold out my fist, and Naruto would say, okay, Gramps, as he would fist bump me. And then pretty much Naruto could feel unholy, godly power coursing through his friggin' veins. As then Naruto's horns would, and as Naruto's entire body would course with energy. As he would then get an Otsutsuki form. What do I mean by this? Well, you're about to see. You're about to see. As then Naruto's skin would begin to pretty much change into pale. And his horns would come out. However, he would still, of course, have all the Tensegon markings, just this time he'd have even more godly markings. As Naruto would eventually look like. As Naruto would then begin coursing with black and red lightning, as his skin would become extremely pale His eyes would become red but not Sharingans. His tail would then change to a black with a red outline. As he would then turn into this. As then he would say, and as Naruto would then awaken, as he'd say, "Why do I feel so powerful?" As Naruto would then say, I wonder if this will work. As he would stretch his hand out, and out of his entire arm, and out of his entire arm, 50 tails would sprout out, and out of his palm, 50 tails would sprout out. As he'd then say, "Holy. Oh yeah. Now this is definitely power." As Kane would then say, "Yeah, kid, but you aren't even scratching the tip of the iceberg. Behold." As then Kane would teleport Naruto to a smaller blank area, much smaller than the one that Kane was in, as he'd then say, "Go on, create something." As Naruto would then create a universe with the palm of his hands. As then Kane would then say, "See? This is true power. And we're not even on the offensive yet." As he'd then say, "Now, say omniversal devastation. No, say infinite paths mode, omniversal devastation." As then Naruto would say, infinite paths mode, omniversal devastation. As then suddenly what appeared to be entire universes would collide together. And then just as they would appear to implode, as then a ginormous godly explosion would happen. As he'd then say, "See, you're getting the hang of it already. Just a bit more, and then we'll be perfectly ready." As then Naruto would say, "Ready for what?" As then Kane would say, "To fuse, as this form is only temporary. However, when we fuse, you'll be in this form permanently. Then you'll basically be a god." Of course, you'll still have your chakra mode, just you'll look like this, in it with red and black chakra. As the Naruto would say, "Red and black?" As he'd then say, "My chakra. As my chakra is red and black." My chakra is red and black. My tails are red and black. As then Kane would say, "And eventually you'll have all of my... And eventually, well, you'll be stronger than I ever was. With time and training, of course." Yep, I got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Because look what I did. Okay, so this boy. So, my friend over here, he's just said, "I think you broke the wall of Naruto and Deku." And then I said, "So?" You see, then I said the wall was broken when someone gave Naruto one for all. I mean, seriously, guys. Why? He's already freaking OP as it is. You don't want to give this guy that power because he'd be able to use it infinite times. You know why? Because Kurama's friggin' chakra infinite instantly heals him. So the guy could use it for infinite power. There would be no drawbacks. He'd be a god. And my boy over here just said, ha ha ha. Then this guy named Seymour said, I didn't. They did not mention any My Hero Academia characters as that, and I said, still the two worlds were merged, so the wall between them was broken. As this boy then just said, you got me there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. It's back to the what if. As Kane would then say, alright, and, well, time for you to go back to bed. It's all just being here, maybe playing cards, maybe drinking some tea, maybe creating some things. As in reality, Kane would be telling a half-truth. He wouldn't be just creating some things, but he'd be creating some things for Naruto. As he'd say, now go to bed. As Naruto would pretty much just fall asleep. As he would go back into his Tensegan cloak looking form. As the guy, as Kane would then say, now goodbye, now good night. As Naruto would say, good night, grandfather, as he would fall asleep. As we basically go into a void, or an otherworldly dimension. As pretty much here, we see two people battling. As we see Azara the Destructor, freaking destroying everything she can. And then we see, well, Oni, as the two are fighting pretty much what it looks like to the death. As then, and she says, as I learned, I forgot to use this on you a couple of years ago, as they've been fighting for like Naruto's whole life, pretty much. As then he'd say, what is this thing, huh? As then Azara would then say, behold. As she would then say, Reaper Death Seal. As she would then Reaper Death Seal Oni's hands and his feet. So he could not kick or fight or punch. As then Oni would say, what? No, you took away my fighting. Why can't I? Wait, no, why can't I fight? You took away my skills. Why you let off? As he would basically then scream as his hair would then turn blue and cyan. As pretty much lightning, purple and blue lightning would form around him. As he basically goes mastered Ultra Instinct and is trying to defeat and is trying to attack him. As attack her. As he then says, why you? As Azara then says, as hush. As when she does this, she pretty much then just punches Oni in the chest. As he then says, why you let off? Oh, you're gonna pay for that. You're literally going to pay with that. You took away my skills. I can't fight. I can't move. You're about to die. as he would then say, infernal devastation, infernal obliteration, as pretty much, as pretty much what appeared to be giant orange and black. Giant orange and gold and black. Like truth-seeking orbs would go around him, as then purple and blue and black lightning would pulse out of them into him. As then from out of his chest would come a ginormous destructive beam of godly energy. However, she would then basically flying Raijin the attack behind him, as he would then, as she had been taught a couple things by Talos, as the attack would hit him, as he'd say, "God, you, I'm going to rip you in shreds. I'm going to murder you. I'm going to end you." As he would then say, "When I unseal my arms and legs, I'm going to beat you apart." As he would then scream again, as his hair would become longer and bluer, as he would become more muscular and the gravity would increase. As pretty much he's going Super Saiyan 3 right now. As he'd then say, "Die!" Thank you, dude, for subscribing to my channel. But, well, she wouldn't really care, as she would one punch him, and as she would then put chakra and mantra into her fist, into one of her fists, as she would then punch Oni in the chest, as he would fly back a couple billion miles, as he'd then say, "Why, you little... Oh, I'm mad. I'm really angry." As Oni would then yell to the point where he turned into this, as Oni's skin would have turned purple, and his ears and his hair would have turned white, as he would then say, "I'm going to enjoy this." As Oni's hair right now would be so long and spiky that it goes all the way down to his ankles. As he then say, "Die!" However, it would be like Beerus. It would pretty much be like Jiren versus MUI Goku right now. As pretty much imagine him as pretty much imagine Oni as Jiren, and, well, Azara as Goku. As Azara would then say, "Behold, Azara the Destructor." As she would then say, "Because I have taken away your ability of fighting, because I have taken away your ability to use your hands and feet," as pretty much Oni would be fighting on his knees and with his elbows, as he is still a freaking he's still a freaking martial arts god. As she would say, "How about I do this? Reaper Death Seal." And she would then say, "Reaper Death Seal." And she would then seal Oni's, his full arms and his full legs, as Oni then could not move. as pretty much. Sorry, my brother's making terrible annoying sounds in the background. As now Oni could not move at all, as he'd say, "Why can I move?" As his pure energy would be cracking entire worlds in half, as he'd say, "I can't move, I can't fight. No, what did you do to my legs and arms? I can't fight." As Azara would then say, "Finally, after thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years, I win." As he'd say, "No, no, no, no." As his skin would then become white. As basically he goes Boros Metroic burst form. As he then says, "No, no, 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 no." As then the seal instantly burns away. As he says, "Behold, my true rage, my godly power, the power of Oni, and the power of Oni." As he would then say, "Behold, behold, my strongest barrage." He would then say, "Unholy barrage of 1,000, unholy barrage of 1,000 lifetimes, unholy barrage of 1,000 billion lifetimes." He would be going at this 100 times the speed of thought, as he would be barraging her with every single attack he had. But for her, she really wouldn't care. As she would then say, "So you've broken out of the Reaper Death Seals, huh? Then behold, planetary devastation." As she would then say, "Universal devastation." As then planets would begin to collide around him, as he'd then say, "What are you doing?" As she'd then say, if I can't beat you fair, I'm going to have to seal you up." As he'd then say, "What? No, 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 no." As then, and his hair would be, and as then he would then begin to fade. Or, no, his Metroid burst form would begin to fade, as he'd say, "What? No, no." As his rage is disappearing, his life energy is just fading out. As he then says, "No, no, no." And then he dies. As we go back to Naruto, who is in his normal state, as he then says, "Well, good morning, everyone." As Hinata would then say, "Good morning." As pretty much, Naruto would hold on. As well, Naruto would then say, "Alright, so we gotta go down to the earth again." As then Tanera would say, "Yes." As he'd then say, "Alright, as I'm gonna skip a week because I hate the frigging bell test. Let me just say it this easily. Naruto slapped Kakashi's shit. As pretty much after Naruto, a week later, Naruto and Hinata would pretty much go to their last day of normal of the a normal life. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll see soon. As Naruto would be walking, and as Naruto would pretty much, it would be the Land of Waves mission, as you know, they would right now have just defeated the two demon brothers, as they would have been told that the rank of the mission is truly an A rank. And well, Naruto wouldn't really care if he'd say, well, hopefully these guys are stronger than those guys that Hyuga sent. That Hyuga sent. As well, Naruto would then pretty much get a good fight. As Zabuza of the Mist would appear, as Naruto would then say, so it's the demon ninja himself, Zabuza of the Mist, huh? One of the legendary 7 swordsmen. Your strength and speed are truly nothing to scoff at. You will indeed be worthy of defeating, said Naruto, as Zabuza would then say, bring it on, kid. As Naruto would be running at the speed of light, as he's holding back tremendously. As he then says, take this. And as, well, pretty much Zabuza would use a water dragon on him. Naruto, of course, having to pretend that he's weak, like he's a normal weak human, would pretend to be painting and out in pain, as he would put his hand on the ground, as he would then say, grandfather, in his mindscape, he'd say, lend me some of your chakra and pour some of your chakra into my hand. As then, pretty much, Cain would say, alright. As then, suddenly 65 tails 65 red and black crimson tails would pour out of the ground, as they were emanating a demonic and unholy chakra. As they would then grab Zabuza, and basically Zabuza would get his shit slapped. As Haku would try to save Zabuza by using the Senbons, but would also get her shit slapped as well. As I said in one of my other what ifs, I hate male Haku. One of the worst and first anime traps in the world. I hate it. So, I'm making him a girl in all of my what ifs. Don't like it? Then you're gay. As Haku would get her shit slapped as well. As then Naruto would say, you both put out a good fight, but this is where you meet your end. As then Naruto would raise his hand, as 65 giant tails would spin around, just as they were basically about to pierce through Haku and Zabuza. And Naruto would then say, wait, I sense that you were told you're being paid to do this. Am I right? That man will not pay you. He only wants, after all, he doesn't even have that much pride or money to fulfill his side of the deal. He's tricking you. Tell you what, you guys help me, and I'll give you and I'll give you guys 5% of my riches. I'll give you guys 1% of my riches. As they'd say, 1%? How much is that? Like 10 Ryu? As he'd then say, wrong. As he would then pretty much summon a scroll. As he would then say, this scroll alone has over 10 trillion Ryu. That is only 1%. As they'd then say, holy, this kid's got bank. As they'd then say, we accept. As Naruto would then say, good. Good. As pretty much Zabuza and Haku would go to the bridge to help Naruto. As Gato would appear, Naruto would slap Gato's shit. As he'd then say, fucking weaklings. As he'd then, a fucking weakling who hides among others. Pfft, you don't even deserve my pity. As he would then create 100 tails out of his palm. As all 100 would just pretty much go in through Gato's mouth, as then they would pretty much explode and come out of Gato from every region. As Gato would then explode in a giant explosion of blood, guts, and death. As they would name the bridge the Great Naruto Bridge. As pretty much Naruto is viewed as one of the most overpowered people that possibly ever exist. In the Leaf Village, they call him the strongest one there is. As Naruto would pretty much go to his after successfully completing the mission, he would go back to the village, and then he and Hinata would prepare to leave. To go back up. As then Azari would say, hold it. As they'd say, Azari, why do you follow us? As she'd then say, well, of course I'm gonna follow the strongest being in the world. And well, of course I'm gonna follow one of the most powerful beings in existence. As then Naruto would then say, how? As Azari would then say, oh, you really thought I was that dumb, huh? You really thought I was that weak? And she'd then say, nah, behold. As Azari would then pretty much go into a full, and would then pretty much turn off a genjutsu. As she would then reveal that she looked like this. As she would say, I am your half cousin. Well, not exactly cousin, but I guess how your mother and my father would create half. Yeah, we would be considered cousins. Well, cousins by law. Yeah, that's how it would be ordered, half cousins by law. As behold, this is my true form. As Naruto would then say, ah, so you must be, so you are Yasha's child? As then she would say, yes. And as you can see, well, I'm very strong. I should then say, behold. As she would then flip into a, well, giant purple and silver god fox form. As she would then say, I'm one of the most powerful beings on this earth. And I know that something is changing into you. That something is changing with you, both of you. It might not be the same thing, but you both are changing. As Hinata and Naruto would look at each other and say, wait, what? As then Azari would say, hey, Hinata must be the reincarnation of someone, and you are a Jinchuriki. Am I correct? As Naruto would then shake his head yes, as Hinata would then shake her head yes. As Naruto would then say, wait, you're a reincarnation of who? As Hinata would then say, of someone named Kaguya. As in, she'd say, Hinata would then say, wait, you're Jinchuriki? Of who? And of what beast? Iju. As he'd then say, the Infinite Tales. Or, I guess you could say my grandpa. As she'd then say, wait, what? Your grandpa is the Infinite Tales. Isn't that like the legendary creator of all, like the god of all god of gods? You know, the first being, the almighty one? As he'd then say, yep, that's my grandpa. And after today, and tonight we're going to merge permanently. You, as Hinata would then say, after tonight, me and Kaguya will be fusing as well. As Naruto would then say, neat. As then for Azari, she would say, meh, alright, now may I come with you two? You to the moon? As they would say, alright, fine. As Azari, of course, she may be half astral, but right now she isn't really good at flying. As she holds on to Naruto and Hinata. As the three begin to take off. As they basically land at the castle, as she then says, wow, so this is where you guys live? Neato burrito. And this is pretty nice. As Naruto then says, Toneri, as Toneri would walk out of the castle, as he would then say, Naruto, you're back. And Hinata, you're back. And who is this? As he then say, this is our teammate Azari, or my cousin by law. As he'd then say, ah, so you're Yasha's daughter. Nice. Your uncle was your uncle, as in blood uncle, is pretty much was Azara's ex-boyfriend and ex-husband. As she then died, and as he then died, and you know how that whole thing happened and went down. As Azari would then say, yeah, I know exactly what happened. As she would then say, it was not pretty. As then Toneri would then say, alright, well, all of you go to bed now. Chop chop. As pretty much everyone would begin to go to bed. As Naruto would be talking to, well, Kane in his mind, as Kane would then say, well, it's been nice knowing you this past week. Watching you, training you. But, well, we'll be permanently merged. Meaning you will pretty much be my successor. So, you ready? As Naruto would then say, yes, grandfather. As we go to Hinata's mindscape, as Kaguya would then say, hey, are you finally ready to become one once again? As she would, as she would then say yes. As the pairs begin to merge, they begin to fuse. As Hinata would become, pretty much, she would become this. As she would then say, perfect. I'm whole. As for Naruto, he would become this, and then he would say, perfect. Now to see my chakra mode. Now to see my demonic power that King was talking about. As he would then, as Naruto's hair would be longer in this mode, as he would have 6 horns in this mode. As his skin, and as he would be black and red with red eyes and red whiskers. As he would then say, whoa, I feel so much power, so much energy. As then, and about 100,000 tails would sprout out of Naruto's back, as he would say, oh, I feel so alive, so powerful. As he would then say, yes, indeed. As Naruto would then revert back into this form, as he would say, ooh, I will soon enjoy this a lot. A lot! As Naruto would then say, I am Naruto, the infinite tales. And I'm Naruto, the infinite tailed god. I am the grandson of Cain and son of Talos. Talos and Zara. I am a god among gods. I am a king among kings. I am the only true being of ultimate power. As then Naruto would say, but as he would then unsuck in his 100,000 tails back into his back, there are some things I must do before complete and utter assimilation of existence, of course. As there are some things I must do. As Naruto would then awaken, and as Naruto would pretty much walk down the stairs in this form, in his long black and red haired god form, as he would then say, hey, and as he would then say, hey, Taneri, what's for breakfast? As that is where I'm ending this part off. Hope y'all liked it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.